For the second time so far, I'm going to be reviewing an episode from That's So Raven, and it's a Christmas special called Escape Clause. And if any of you are wondering if I'm going to do a marathon of this or Hannah Montana next month in January, then I'm still thinking about it, but at the same time, I'm having second thoughts. Again, doing marathons are very painful to do. But anyway, this episode begins with Raven's mom and dad and Cole are about to go on a family trip so they can enjoy their Christmas together, which is basically what they do every Christmas. However, Raven got a vision that she got a necklace as one of her birthday presents for Christmas. And she decides to pretend to be sick, which completely convinces her family. And once they leave, she opens her gift. Chili asks Raven if she can wear for the most of the day, and then after the next class, they tried to get it off of Chelsea, and it got out of the window, and the lawnmower completely shredded the necklace. Yep, Raven is in complete trouble as usual. Not really much of a surprise since this is the beginning of the episode. Now, there's only one way to get out of the situation. They decide to ditch school and go to the mall to buy the necklace. And after a very comedic comedy from three characters trying to escape school, even though there was no one in the hallways, they went into the mall as Santa, and they noticed that it was Patrick Jelly, one of the teachers who have a grudge against most of the students and has a Terminator eye vision. Yeah, they actually have Patrick being like a terminal eyesight person, because when you see his eyesight, you can see Terminator references. I'm not kidding, it's actually kind of humorous. And they also get into trouble. They manage to leave the mall, however, Raven has another vision that Patrick is going to use the photo that has been taken to so many people, including her family. Which means that Raven has to go back to the mall and try to get the photo away from her family. And by doing that, she wears a Santa costume like she always does in any other episode and tries to stop Patrick from ruining her Christmas, even though that she ruined her Christmas. However, she completely admits that she completely messed up big time, and the most surprising thing about this whole thing, that Santa costume wasn't Patrick Jelly at all. In fact, he's just in the mall talking to other people. Yeah, I completely found it completely surprising. I guess that the first time we saw Jelly Santa was that he's going to take over someone who's probably sick or something, and then probably later today he's off in his off time or something. So to be quite honest, Raven is pretty much off the hook. And not only that, the Santa that Raven is talking to gave her the ability to change the past. So we went back to where Raven was about to open the present until the Baxter family came out, and just in case if Raven wants to come. To which Raven agrees this time. And the episode ends with Raven playing the piano while also singing a Christmas tune. They also wish us a happy Christmas, which is kind of nice. It's really nice to have an ending, completely simple. And that was the That's So Raven episode's Escape Clause. This episode came out just when season 2 began, and to be quite honest, this is a Christmas episode, so there's probably reasons onto why the second season had to begin at October of 2003. But then again, they have another episode that came out in 2004. I'm not sure what's with the scheduling that Disney did back at the time, but for whatever it is, I can understand the excuse of having this season 1 episode be premiered in December during the time season 2 came out. This episode is not one of the That's So Raven episodes I can enjoy, but I can still think that during the Christmas time you can still waste your time on watching it. For an episode where Raven completely opens a present right away instead of waiting until Christmas and an accident has happened, it really shows to me that she's just trying to fix things up and completely admits that she ruined her own Christmas. And I can really understand that if you go through this situation during Christmas, you will probably won't be completely forgiven, especially towards the end of the episode where they think they're off the hook. However, they had also noticed that Patrick, even though it wasn't Patrick, completely got the photo of Raven, Chelsea, and Eddie ditching school. And it's really serious to them onto why they need to get out of the situation as fast as possible. The subplot, it just involves the Baxter family enjoying the Christmas while Corey isn't enjoying wearing the outfits and probably getting to the spirit like his parents does. Again, this was during the time Corey was 13 and stuff and just trying to be very comical for what he's trying to do in order to get money. So during this episode, he doesn't get much of a focus other than just doing it just because of money, and that's it. Which is actually kind of humorous, but watching him in later seasons really improves his character in my opinion. As for the moments towards the end, I can really admit that, again, the costume that Raven wore was kind of humorous, again, like usual, considering the fact that people are completely mistaking him as a man because Santas are supposed to be men and Raven is a girl, which is probably one of the most humorous things. I mean, Raven's just doing anything that she can in order to get out of the situation. I mean, if he had Raven wear a disguise just for this time, it would probably make more sense, but it would also be less funnier than it used to be. Especially that line where Corey completely told his parents that how fun is it? Yeah, completely humorous, and considering the fact that Corey's getting a bit older. Anyway, when Raven almost got into trouble, she completely learns her mistakes and decides that Santa decides to have Raven go back to the past and never make the same mistake again. Which is actually kind of a cool ending considering the fact that this is a Christmas episode. This episode doesn't have a lot of Christmas-related stuff, considering the fact that it's taking place during the Christmas, but at the same time, for having an episode with Raven learning her mistakes and Santa decides to change the past while Raven changes the future was actually kind of a great moment to see, considering the fact that Santa can do so many things. So overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Not one of my favorites, but I still enjoy Escape Clause while Raven learns her mistakes and probably learns her lessons in the future. I give this episode a 7 out of 10. That's 2 down, only several to go.